Another quote I saw that I really liked said, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, in most instances, you'll be right. So we'll call today's uh, talk, since I know you guys are such Star Wars fans, what Yoda said, because to relate this to, especially Riley and Jack, um, whenever Yoda told Luke, Luke said, "I'll try to do this," and he said, "There is no try, there is do or do not." Um, that's what so many people in life do. They say, "I'll give this a try." So what you're doing when you say, "I'll give this a try," is you're telling yourself, I've given myself all the excuses if I fail, and I don't want to put it out there that I'm going to succeed in case I don't. So you're really almost setting yourself up for failure. So I tell that to young ages who say, "Hey, I might give insurance a shot." I'm like, "Don't worry about it." I don't want guys that are going to give it a shot. I want guys who say, "I'm going to walk in and I'm going to knock this thing out of the park." You have to have confidence in yourself. And I know it's hard, but say you're going into your career, and maybe you choose a certain path, and you're like, "Well, I think I'll do this niche in my field. I'll give it a shot. I might go to class. I might do some training." You're already setting yourself up for failure. So change your attitude and say, "I think I'm going to do this, or I know I'm going to do this. I'm going to take all the classes. I'm going to ace the test, and I'll be XYZ." And that can go for anything. Jack's got a lot of testing in his business. I haven't heard him say, "I hope I pass. I might end up having to go back and do something else." He's like, "I'm going to study and pass my test, and then I'm going to pass my next test." He's all in, at least so far. Many of you have done this. You talked about your career fields, and you need just the whole purpose of this talk today, quote hit me, is just because, like I said, everybody gives themselves excuses. Don't give yourself excuses to fail. Give yourself reasons to win. Go into any situation saying, "I'm going to do this." This would especially be true in marriages. I'm not a big fan of prenuptial agreements. I'm like, so basically, you're saying I'm probably going to fail. I'm going to hedge my bets, so I feel good about myself. If it didn't work out, I can just leave her, and no harm, no foul. We have it all set in stone about how we're going to leave. While in business, I do talk about honeymoon phases and agreeing to stuff. In personal life, I don't believe in that. To me, that's setting yourself up for failure, or going in thinking it's going to fail. So always, just whenever you do something, go all in 100%. Don't give yourself excuses like so many people do today. I see so many folks going into business, doing something, and they have a whole list of excuses why it might not work, in a bag, on their shoulder, ready to pour out, and when it doesn't, versus a whole list of, here's how I'm going to accomplish this goal, here's how I'm going to do this. I rarely see that with people. I just talked to a client yesterday who's starting a new venture on top of his current business. And it was like, "Well, I hope this works out." I was like, holy cow, you've got a successful business now. He had no business plan, no idea how this thing was going to go, except that he was going to give it the old college try. But he had his business to fall back on, he said. It's bound for failure, doomed for failure. I almost don't want to write the insurance, but he's a good client, so I'll do him the favor of doing that. But don't go through life giving yourself excuses. Do it or don't. Don't just half-ass it, basically, would be what I would say. So hopefully this helps you when you think about going in to do something. Watch this video again, and hopefully it makes up your mind to be all in. Lastly, one thing I say, because I've done this, when I left Farmers Insurance, I wrote my resignation letter, and it's what I call burning the boats. I didn't give, my independent agency was getting set up. I had my contracts. I knew what I wanted to do, and I burned the fucking boats. I didn't give myself a chance to go back to Farmers. I wasn't mean about it, but I wrote a resignation letter and said, "I'm done. I'm moving on. Goodbye. Thanks for the memories. I have a new business." And it was shocking to my district manager. But some people would have tried to live in both worlds for a while, or not quite burn the boats. My famous saying is, my buddy always mentions this: burn the boats. Don't give yourself a choice. Go forward, all in.